I gave my sister $7,000. Then my parents said I'm not immediate family for Thanksgiving. I canceled their heating payments, and now they're desperate for my forgiveness. I have always been the responsible one in my family. The one who saves money, plans ahead, and helps out when others are in need. That responsibility has bitten me in the ass more times than I can count, but what happened last month takes the cake. It started with a phone call from my dad 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. I was expecting the usual holiday planning discussion, who's bringing what time to arrive, the usual family coordination. Instead, I got blindsided. Hey son, just wanted to let you know we're doing Thanksgiving at the house this year, but we're keeping it small. Just immediate family, he said casually, as if commenting on the weather. Okay, I replied, confused. I am immediate family. There was an awkward pause before he cleared his throat. Well, we met your sister, her husband, and their kids. Your mom, and I thought it would be nice to just have them over this year. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. My sister, who hadn't spoken to me in months after I refused to loan her more money, was immediate family, but somehow I wasn't? Is this because of the money? I asked directly. Another pause. We don't want any drama this year. Your sister is going through a tough time, and she's not comfortable with you being there after what happened. What happened was that I'd loaned my sister $7,000 6 months ago, money I'd been saving for a down payment on a house. She'd promised to pay me back within 3 months. When I asked about it after 4 months had passed, she exploded, claiming I was harassing her and that family doesn't keep score. My parents had taken her side, telling me I should be more understanding of her financial situation with 3 kids. So let me get this straight, I said, my voice shaking slightly. I'm not invited to Thanksgiving because I had the audacity to ask for my money back. Don't be dramatic, my dad sighed. It's just one holiday. You can come for Christmas. After we hung up, I sat in stunned silence. Then I remembered something crucial. I was still paying for my parents' heating system. Last winter, their furnace had died during a cold snap. They didn't have the money for a replacement, so I'd arranged for a new high-efficiency system to be installed. The deal was that I'd make the payments for the first year, and they'd take over after that. We were 10 months in, with 2 payments left. I called the heating company and explained that I would no longer be responsible for the remaining payments. I made sure they understood that I had fulfilled the majority of my commitment, but would not be continuing. They assured me they would contact my parents about assuming the final payments. Then I texted my dad. Since I'm apparently not considered family anymore, I've informed the heating company that you'll be taking over the remaining payments. Enjoy your immediate family Thanksgiving. I didn't hear anything for 2 days. Then my phone exploded with messages. My dad called, furious about being contacted by the heating company. My mom texted that I was being petty and vindictive. My sister sent a long paragraph about how selfish I was and how I was punishing our elderly parents over a simple holiday invitation. I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I accepted an invitation from a friend to join their Thanksgiving celebration. 3 days before Thanksgiving, my dad called again. His tone had changed completely. We've been thinking, and of course you're welcome for Thanksgiving. Your mom is making your favorite pie and everything. Is this because you need me to pay for the heating? I asked. This has nothing to do with that, he insisted, though his voice gave him away. We just miss you and want the whole family together. I declined politely. I've made other plans. Enjoy your holiday. The day after Thanksgiving, my sister texted me. Hope you're happy. Mom cried all day yesterday because you weren't there. I finally broke my silence and replied. I'm not happy. I'm $7,000 poorer with family members who only value me when they need something. When you're ready to pay me back, or at least acknowledge the debt, we can talk about rebuilding our relationship. It's been 2 weeks now. My parents paid the heating bill and have been leaving increasingly desperate voicemails about Christmas plans. My sister has blocked me on all social media. Part of me feels guilty. They are family, after all. But another part feels like I've finally stood up for myself after years of being taken advantage of. I don't know if I did the right thing, but I do know I'm tired of being the family ATM who doesn't even merit a seat at the Thanksgiving table. Update 1. It's been about a month since my original post, and a lot has happened. First, thank you to everyone who commented and sent messages of support. It helped more than you know during a really difficult time. The week after I posted, my mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. I almost didn't answer the door, but decided to face the situation head on. She looked tired and immediately launched into how much they miss me and how the family isn't the same without me. I invited her in, but made it clear I wasn't going to just pretend nothing happened. We sat at my kitchen table, and for the first time, I laid everything out, not just about Thanksgiving and the $7,000, but about the pattern of being expected to help financially while being treated as an afterthought emotionally. I told her how it felt to be excluded from a family holiday after everything I'd done to support them. To my surprise, she actually listened. She admitted that they had gotten used to relying on me and hadn't considered how it affected me. She also revealed something I hadn't known. My sister had told them I had forgiven the loan as a gift for her birthday. When they found out that wasn't true, they felt caught in the middle and handled it poorly. We should have talked to you directly instead of just believing her, my mom said. And the Thanksgiving thing was wrong. Your father and I know that. It wasn't a perfect conversation. She still made some excuses and tried to minimize certain things, but it felt like the first honest discussion we'd had in years. A few days later, my dad called. He's not great with emotional conversations, but he apologized in his own way and asked if we could meet for lunch. We met at a diner halfway between our homes. It was awkward at first, but eventually, he admitted they had taken advantage of my financial stability and reliability. We got comfortable with you always being there to help, he said. It wasn't right. As for my sister, she's still not speaking to me directly, but my mom told me she's agreed to start paying back the loan in monthly installments. I received the first payment of $300 last week. It's small, but it's something. I've decided to join them for a small Christmas Eve dinner, but I'm setting clear boundaries. I've made it clear that I'm not bringing gifts this year since I'm saving for my house again, and they've respected that decision. This whole situation has been a wake-up call for all of us. I'm cautiously optimistic that we're moving toward a healthier family dynamic, but I'm also prepared to maintain my boundaries if things start sliding back to the old patterns. It's strange. Standing up for myself was terrifying, but it might have been exactly what our family needed. I don't know if things will ever be completely normal again, but maybe we can build something better than what we had before. Update 2. It's been 6 months since everything went down, and I wanted to give a final update on how things have played out. The Christmas Eve dinner I mentioned in my last update went surprisingly well. There was some initial tension, but we managed to have a pleasant evening without any major incidents. My sister attended with her family, and while we weren't exactly warm with each other, we remained civil. She handed me an envelope with another payment toward the loan, which I appreciated. Since then, my sister has been consistent with the monthly payments. She's paid back almost $2,500 so far. We've had a few brief conversations, mostly about practical matters, but there's been a noticeable shift in her attitude. Last month, she actually thanked me for being patient about the repayment plan, which felt like a significant step forward. My relationship with my parents has improved considerably. We've established some new boundaries that they've largely respected. They no longer ask me for financial help for minor expenses, and when they did need assistance with a plumbing emergency in March, my dad was careful to frame it as a loan with a specific repayment timeline, which he's adhered to. The most significant change has been in our communication. We're having more honest conversations about expectations and feelings rather than letting resentments build up. It's not perfect. Old habits die hard, but it's progress. As for me, I've continued saving for my house, and am getting close to having enough for a down payment again. The experience taught me a valuable lesson about setting boundaries, even with family. I've become more assertive in other areas of my life as well, which has been surprisingly liberating. Last weekend, my parents hosted a small barbecue for my birthday, something they haven't done in years. During the gathering, my dad pulled me aside and said something that stuck with me. "I'm sorry it took almost losing you from our lives to realize what we were doing. I'm proud of the man you've become, even when that means standing up to me." I don't know if our family dynamic would have ever changed if I hadn't taken that stand about Thanksgiving and the heating bill. Sometimes it takes a significant disruption to break unhealthy patterns. It wasn't easy, and there were moments I questioned whether I was doing the right thing, but looking back, I know it was necessary. For anyone dealing with similar family financial dynamics, my advice is simple. Set clear boundaries early, put important agreements in writing, and don't let guilt prevent you from standing up for yourself. Family is important, but so is self-respect. Thank you to everyone who supported me through this journey. Your advice and encouragement helped me navigate one of the most challenging periods of my life, and I'm grateful.